Villanova's preparing for its first home weekend of the 2014 season here with head coach Joe Godri. And, last weekend playing 3 games at St. Joe's, going into it, weren't sure what we were going to get in games-wise. But then with all that uncertainty, at the end of the weekend, you win 2 out of 3, which had to have felt good.
Yeah, I was very happy with the team. I thought that they showed very good mental toughness. We're coming back from Florida Thursday morning, a tough Florida trip for us, and we were getting ready to play home baseball games, and our Friday opponent, I believe, was going to be Niagara, and due to weather conditions, the whole tournament got flipped over. We wound up playing down at St. Joe's, which has a very nice facility, but we opened up Friday versus one of our Big Five rivals in St. Joe's, and then you played Temple and Niagara on Sunday. So everything that we were supposed to do, we did none of it. But the team on the field responded and did a great job walking out of the weekend with 2 W's.
Now, some of the bright spots for the team individually, Max Spearman hitting in the middle of the lineup seems like he's been both very consistent and a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, no, Max is as good as an offensive player as we have. I mean, he's certainly a guy that, he can hit the ball over the fence, so he creates a little bit of instant offense. I think he's building a pretty solid reputation, amongst some of the local teams here as a guy that's feared as far as if you make a mistake, he can really make you pay. And I was really impressed on Saturday, in the Temple game and even a little earlier in the Miami game that Max was able to make some really hard contact to the left side of the field. And, he's got some doubles and he's got some base hits, past the shortstop and down the left field line. So he's having a lot of balance in his swing, which is, I think, extremely important for him.
Do you feel like now, a few weeks into the season, little by little, the offense is starting to come together where it's producing more and more with each week?
Yeah, I think so. I think guys are getting comfortable in the box. Again, we still play a lot of young players. I mean, on most days, we have 7 or 8 freshmen or sophomores in the lineup. So, with Trabolski and Sinicki and Donnie May being the freshmen, and a little bit with Redemar, those guys getting comfortable with the game. I think the sophomores are getting comfortable, again, their second season of just playing college baseball. And then guys getting used to the lineup, just showing up, and we're able to have a little bit of consistency of where guys are hitting in the lineup and what people's roles are. And as time's going on, I see our offense gelling a little bit. We're able to do more offensive things as far as the hit and run game. Our bunt game's improved. I'd like for us to steal a little bit more bases, but I think as time goes on, it's certainly an offense that should improve each week.
And on the pitching side, talk about consistency, and that's one thing. But on the other side, you've gotten some really good performances out of the bullpen. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think the bullpen's been outstanding. It was one of our development areas in the beginning of the year that we thought that if we were going to be a good ball club, we had to improve significantly in our bullpen. That's where, I guess our most experienced group of the team is. When you're talking about Muir being a senior, pitched quite a bit for me. Haggerty and Langle, those guys have come out. They've thrown strikes. I think it's important because we've chased some runs down. They haven't come in all the time with us to lead. They've came in the St. Joe's game. They came in the Niagara game and just held people to not allowing them to score. And they've given our offense a chance to work. We've also gotten some contributions out of Kagan Richardson, a junior college player that's come in. He's done a very good job in middle relief, getting us out of some middle inning jams, and then being able to get the ball to a Muir or a Langle or a Haggerty at the end of the ball game. So, been extremely pleased with that, and I know if we're going to be a good team, that we have to have a good bullpen, and right now, we're seeing a really solid pen.
Now, talk a little bit about how young the team is, and as bad as the weather has been, we've only had to cancel 1 game so far. So how important is that for development? Having this team be out on the field as much as they've been able to.
I think it's vital to all teams, and most definitely a younger team. We did only lose 1 game. The weather hasn't gone our way every day. We were very fortunate, like we mentioned last weekend, that we were able to play it out at St. Joe's, and it looks this weekend we're able to play a couple games at LaSalle, and possibly our home field will be ready for the weekend. But I think that the Florida trip is always good for teams because it was just baseball for 8 straight days from the time we got down there. It took the day off on Monday, but we were on the field quite a bit, and our timing and rhythm hasn't been as affected as much as maybe you would think coming home, because we've been able to get our work in. It was probably good to be able to take 2 days off physically this week to let some bodies heal up, and now it looks like we're going to be able to get in a nice stretch of being on the field again every day leading up to conference.
And so going into this weekend, we have LaSalle, St. Peter's, and Connecticut on the schedule. Talk a little bit about what you expect from the coming weekends.
I think there'll be very tough games. As always, you play one of those Big Five opponents in LaSalle. LaSalle, we seem to have, always close, low-scoring games. LaSalle, very much like us, they seem to always pitch the ball well. They play outstanding defense. And typically it's, what offense can get going and who can score last in those type of games. St. Peter's has been over to our tournaments a few times. They have a new coach, which is a cousin of Jimmy Baxter that pitched for me. TJ Baxter's the head coach now. And, they're running out on Saturday a very good pitcher in Frank Morris that we've seen a few times from his Seton Hall days. He transferred over for his 5th year. So that'll be a very tough opponent to deal with on Saturday with Frank on the mound. And then certainly it's, you have, again, a classic old Big East matchup in Connecticut. So both teams know each other very well. Brian Ward, I think, got his first Big East start ever versus Villanova, and he's going to be out there again on Sunday. And, I'm excited about Max Almonte running out there and, having a chance to play, a regional-type ball club and having them at home and see if we can't muster up a W for the home crowd that day.